So we were doing Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 11 Part 2. This is chapter 25, Three Modes and Beyond. We had finished till verse 16. Now in 16 we had seen how to reach the state of Sattva Guna. So consciousness becomes clear, the senses are detached from matter, you experience fearlessness within the material body and detachment from material minds. You should understand this situation to be predominance of the mode of goodness in which one has opportunity to realize me. That means every human being gets a chance to realize God through the modes of sattva. Now sattva is a it's in the mode of goodness. So it is extremely very important guna to be in. The rest of the gunas are connected to activity, that means passion, and the last one is tamas, which is connected to ignorance. So isn't it better to be in the sattva guna? So a person who is on the path of sattva is always having his consciousness clear, absolutely clear. The senses are not attached in the material world at all. They are detached from it. He has absolutely no, he's become a dispassionate human being. He's fearless. He doesn't have to fear anything. Now, fearless doesn't mean a person who is foolish. A fearless person is a very wise person also. So this is person is wise and fearless, okay? Not the foolish type of fearlessness. He has detached himself from the material mind. All these things put together makes the sattva guna. So we have done till verse 16. We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam part 2, Canto 11, part 2, chapter 25. The three modes and beyond. So we are doing the three gunas over here. The verse 17. You should discern the mode of passion by its symptoms. The distortion of the intelligence because of too much activity, the inability of the perceiving senses to disentangle themselves from mundane objects, an unhealthy condition of the working physical organ, and the unsteady perplexity of the mind. So we are going to now distinguish the middle guna, which is called the Rajoguna or Rajas, with the rest of the two. So how do you describe this mode of passion? This mode of passion is described by distortion of the intelligence. See, intelligent beings are interested in many things. But those who are on the path of Rajas, what are they interested in? They are interested in making money, building big houses, going for travels, doing too many things. They're constantly doing activity. They can never sit still in one place. They're always on the go. That means they are doing one thing after another thing after another thing, and it is a constant activity in their world. Now these kind of people can never be told to keep quiet or silent. They will be talking continuously. They will be working with their hands. So I'm sure it is like this, A person is driving the car and is not sitting quietly. I'm sure you have seen that comedians in the car having coffee and all that kind of stuff. They are just talking, isn't it? So it's just like that. Everybody is talking, moving around here and there, doing work. Their intelligence is actually talking too much through the mind. The mind is never silent. So in their case, what happens? They are looking at an object and something is going in their brains. Got it? They see an object and that object creates activity in their world. Now let us say somebody is driving from a particular area. Now normally a sattva guna person would admire everything around him. A person who is on the mode of rajas will say, this looks like a good place to do investments. I should buy this property. I should buy that property. The person is constantly thinking in terms of buying this and buying that. He is always thinking that, oh, I want to make more money. I want to be always involved in what I am doing. And he is constantly running after things. He is never quiet. The person is never quiet. So, this particular mode of passion, that is the rajas, the distortion of the intelligence is because of too much activity. You have seen definitely some children, who are hyperactive. We call them hyperactive. Last week I was telling you about the child who was crying away for 8-10 hours on a flight. Now you can imagine he is on the path of rajas. There are other people who will never find peace in their own world. You know what they do? They're constantly running from pillar to post. Have you seen people in the stock exchange? I mean, the olden kind of stock exchange. I'm not talking about the new kind of stock exchange. You will find that they are constantly calling out. There is shouting going on. There's so much of activity going on over there that it is impossible to have peace and quiet. Hmm? So these kind of people are always active. They're active. They're active. Then the inability of the perceiving senses to disentangle themselves from mundane objects. Any smallest and the stupidest object over there will interest them. What kind of objects are there that interest them? Have you seen people who are interested in gadgets? They don't want to even wait. The moment a new gadget is announced, they want to go and acquire it. Or they want to find out more about it and they will do the analysis of it. Don't you have a lot of people on YouTube who do the dissection of a new product that comes into the market? They want to advertise to the world. Oh, this is a new product. Now this is a new phone. I want to show you the new phone. New phone has this. Oh my God. You can just imagine these people are constantly in the mode of activity. They will never want to sit still. And what is this activity driven towards? Name, fame, you understand? Money. Those who are doing this kind of thing are interested in getting seen and known by a larger and a larger circle of people in the world and wanting to make more and more money. Think about it. I'm sure you have a lot of people in your own world who are doing this kind of a thing. What are they doing? Well, I also have a lot of students who will never keep quiet. Their tongue is so long that they'll just keep on blabbering away to glory for no rhyme or reason. They don't require a reason to talk. So it just goes on blah 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 blah. Mind keeps on going, the whirring going on in the mind. Even if it is, and first the Guru has said, be silent. Silence is a word never there. It doesn't exist in their dictionary. Their dictionary has no word called silence. This is Rajas, and Rajoguna people are prone to a lot of problems. The problems I will tell you once we finish this. It is called karmic loops. Remember, anything that the mind does, more talking, the person is going to be going continuously in a looped fashion in the karma. They are like the worker ants. The worker ants, they don't keep quiet, no? Have you seen the bees also? They go zzz everywhere, from one flower to another, to another, to another, to another. There's non-stop. So such kind of people are from the rajas. The inability of the perceiving senses to disentangle themselves. Their senses cannot disentangle themselves. From what? From activity. Their eyes are constantly going gur, 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 gur. They don't have the steady eyes. They will not look into the eye like this. Tell them to even for 1 minute to focus on an object, they will go like this. Their eyes are wandering all over the place, searching for something to see new. This is a rajas, activity of the rajas. And let us say they keep their eyes closed. I'm sorry, the ears are going all over the place. The ears are wandering all over the sounds. What sounds are coming? Where? Okay, somebody is there. That person is talking like this. Just imagine, in most of the big companies, they have cubicles, and it's an open system wherein you can hear what people are talking, but you can't see them because there are cubicles. So imagine there's a person sitting in the cubicle in front of a laptop like this, but the ears are wandering all over the room. Who is talking what? And they are basically like secret agents. Understand what secret agents? Snoops. They want to know who has gone to the, to get the, tea or coffee from the cafeteria. They want to know who has gone for water. Why are they interested in all this? It's because of rajas. The ears are out walking over there, and their activities are driven by all kinds of senses. Their mouth chatters, chatter, 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 chatters, chatters, chatters. There is non-stop chatter going on. They want to eat different things. You understand what I'm saying? Their hands can never be together. They will always be doing something or the other. Constant activity. They'll take a pen, tick, 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 tick. You know how irritating it is? And yet they are willing to do that. If not that, if you tell them, now take the pen away from the hand, cracking knuckles, for what? Same way, their legs are never steady, their hands are never steady, their mind, don't ask about the mind. The mind is in constant whirlwind. Why? Rajoguna. And they cannot disentangle themselves from the mundane objects. All the nonsensical objects interest them the most. Do you know what nitpicking is? You are running after things which are of no value, and yet you are just trying to pick up the subject and try to create more problems in the world. Let us say, for example, I'm just giving an example. Now, let us say I have got a satsang, okay? After, say, another 15 minutes, and that person writes me a small note saying that, Guru, I am very sick. Can you please excuse me today? So the next person in line, whoever is doing after this person, I just send a small note to the person, I am free in the next 15 minutes. This person will send me a message back, I was supposed to meet you in the next half an hour's time. What happened to that? So I have to write one more small line. Can we have in the next 15 minutes? Do you know there will be 20 messages, whereas the answer is yes or no? Why does a person have to send me 20 messages to get an answer like that? That person is in the Rajoguna, can never keep silent, even after being told, keep your mouth shut. There is no way in that person can ever listen. Their mind is whirring, their hands are whirring, going all over the place, their eyes, their nose, you name it, every portion of their body is in motion. They cannot disentangle themselves from the mundane objects. An unhealthy condition of the working physical organs. Unhealthy condition of the working physical organs. Have you seen people who are constantly working? They don't have time to shave, they don't have to cut their hair, they don't have time for even their physical personal hygiene. These people are also on the path of rajas and also tamas, by the way. The person will say, I am very busy. I am very busy. You call up that person and you say, I want this work to be done. I am very busy. Can you excuse me for this moment? Their world is full of, I am very busy. And what kind of unhealthy conditions are there? They forget to eat. Work is driving them nuts. They never bother about having a healthy mind and a healthy body. Constantly running after work, money, and so many other things. An unsteady perplexity of the mind. And the mind is constantly perplexed. What is this unsteadiness? If I don't work, the company will not run. If I don't deliver, this company will go to ruins. I am the most important person in this company. Without me, the world is not going to move around. Have you heard people talk like this? I have to deliver, I have to go to work. What is that supposed to be? I mean, without this person, the company will not run. If tomorrow the person dies, you think the company is going to come to an end? They will replace that one person with 10 other people. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody is dispensable, but this person thinks that he or she is indispensable in the world. They feel that their work is the real reason why the company is floating. Like they say, humse hai duniya. What do you mean, humse hai duniya? The world is not because of you. The world is running because it has to run. God has created this world in a different way. And this ahankar or this ego is very, very strong in these people. Those who are on the path of rajas are extremely egotist. Very great egotism, I, me and myself. Because of me, the whole world runs. I have to earn money. Without money, this world will perish. The constant activity is what goes on in their world. The constant activity, continuously working. When one's higher awareness fails and finally disappears, and one is thus unable to concentrate his attention, his mind is ruined and manifests ignorance and depression. You should understand the situation of the predominance of the mode of ignorance. Now what happens to this person? Do you think the person who is on the path of rajas is only staying in rajas? No. He goes down to the gutters of tamas. Now think about how the person is. At that time, when the person is doing so many things, too many activities, the higher awareness fails. They forget that there is a higher authority somewhere which is actually running this world. They are nitpicking, finding faults with everything in this world. They will say, I was not able to make this money because this person tried to act very funny with me. The contract should have come to me, but the contract went to somebody else because that person must have bribed him. Though I have also given a bribe, but that my bribe must be insufficient. He talks this kind of a language. Do you understand? He says, he keeps a track of how many hours he's worked. I have worked 18 hours a day for the last so many years. He never takes a holiday. Even if he takes a holiday, he thinks the holidays are to be combined with material work somewhere. So such a kind of a person, in his world, the awareness fails. The awareness that they are doing this for someone else, or there is a higher authority somewhere, they are not bothered about other people. The I, me, myself is so strong, these people are never bothered about other people. Now we are just showing a path how it goes down. And finally disappears. This awareness that was there, the guna that was there, which was telling you, be good, be kind, be compassionate, be loving, caring, have a heart which will be open to this world. They stopped seeing the world. For them it was I, me and myself. I want to go here, I want to do this, this is what I want to do. You think my world is not full of those people? They are self-centered to the core. They are not bothered about other people. They are bothered about themselves only. So the whole world is full of this kind of Rajasic people who then go down to the Tamasic group. This higher awareness, the spiritual awareness, disappears from their world slowly, 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 and it walks away from their life. And disappears, and one is thus unable to concentrate his attention. Then this person, I told you the wandering zig, 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 all the eyes are going here and there. The mind is never steady in one place. So such a type of a person, to that person what happens? He cannot concentrate on anything, not a single thing. The mode of goodness is nowhere in sight. If you ask this person, can you be nice and kind? The person will fight back and say, I am nice, I am kind, you cannot see it. What is the meaning of that? A person who is nice and kind and good-hearted doesn't open his mouth. He doesn't bring this, I am good, don't you see, I have a good heart. The person never says these words. But this individual points out, and to this kind of a person, there is always anxiety round the corner. And the path of depression is right there, bang, in their face. His mind is ruined. He cannot concentrate his attention. If you tell the person to sit in one place and do meditation, do you know how difficult it is? They cannot focus on one object at all. Beyond the three gunas is this supreme divine consciousness. Now these people are not even knowing about the supreme divine consciousness. They might have been good, but they became active, and from the activity it is very easy downward path towards tamas. So what happens to them? No concentration at all. They cannot focus in anything. If anything is taught to them, they forget it very fast. Who is making it forget? The way they are behaving, the way they are acting, the way their mind is reacting to it. There is no goodness in this person. The person only talks of goodness but has no goodness. Have you seen rich people, the way they talk about goodness? I donated to charity. I gave millions of dollars to charity. I attended this charitable ball. I did this, I did that. I went into Africa. I went to India and I gave them 2,000 toilets. Huh? You built 2,000 toilets? No, not only the toilets. You see, provided them with water. There was no road. I gave them road. Have you not seen a person talk in the last month? in the conference. I was rejected by Harvard 10 times. Have you heard of a person who talks like this? Now I am giving lectures in Harvard. The person is on the Rajoguna who is going into the gutters of Tamas. Very shortly. Someone who points out himself as I was like this, and they have this habit of telling the world, I got rejected here, I got rejected there, and yet I became so successful. Today I rule the world. Look, I have got billions of dollars. They talk like this kind of a language. That is rajas. But very soon, the way they keep on pointing to themselves, they very soon forget that there is a finer authority somewhere. And they become tamasic in nature. And this is how they turn out. What happens to them? The mind is ruined. And they manifest ignorance and depression. If you ask them a simple question could be, what is the name of this portion of your body? It's a very simple answer, tongue. You know what they say? Do you think I don't know the answer? Oh, do you think I don't know the answer? I have studied so much. Don't you know you are asking me stupid questions? A guru is allowed to ask questions to gauge the mentality of the person. Please remember this. A guru deliberately asks stupid questions because he wants to know how stupid the person is. So the question is very simple. It seems very simple. But the person who is on the downward spiral towards tamoguna is going to give you this kind of an answer. Why do you want to know? Is it important? So, the tamas is always going to tell you this kind of nonsensical stuff which is full of ignorance. And ignorance is written in capital I. Okay? You remember they are on the path of I. The middle path is Rajas is I. From I to ignorance is very fast. This ignorant path is goes through a very dangerous terrain. It makes the person spew anger and many other things on the way. And for no rhyme or reason. For absolutely no rhyme or reason. I'll give you an example. There's a person who is doing developmental work in a particular area. Now he is developing roads, the infrastructure in the country, let us say. Now there is a poor person driving in a cycle on that road. This person will stop. This road is meant for, high-end cars, supercars, which will go beyond 100 kilometers per hour. Why are you riding here with a cycle? I mean, that is the form of transport that poor man can afford. So he is going on a cycle. But this person believes it is below the dignity. He has made super roads on which only supercars can go. You understand what I am saying? So in this Rajoguna's person's life, he becomes a mean character. Meanness to the core. Have you not seen people in this world who have a lot of knowledge? What do? Mundane knowledge. That means, suppose there are people in this world, they have knowledge about technology, they have knowledge about X, Y, Z, accountancy and all, chartered accountants and scientists and all. Do you know, because of that egotism of theirs, they refuse to even give the knowledge to anyone? They don't want to impart the knowledge to anybody. So they will say, first, I am not getting anything out of it. Why should I give the knowledge to someone? This is called dog in the manger attitude. You know, dog in the manger attitude? They themselves will not do, they will not allow others to do anything. Why? Why should I spend my time over useless people? So the person is classified who is good to them and who is not good to them. From some people whom they can get something, they are good to them. From some people whom they think they cannot get anything, they are not good to them. This is the idea. These people very shortly attain this state of mind which is ruined. They manifest ignorance. Ignorance comes to them very fast. And depression. You know, depression is a disease which is created by the mind. I'm sure you know that. Physical existence of depression is seen later on. They will say some parts of the brain are not connecting and all that kind of stuff. Okay, fine, I understand all that. That is science. Science will tell you that, this part doesn't work, that part doesn't work. We have to give serotonin, we have to give this, we have to give happy drugs. Okay, to keep the person happy. But why have you come to that condition? It is because you have been mean to the world. You do not understand anything. Your awareness of goodness has gone. That I, me, myself is too much there in this world. They cannot concentrate their attention on anything. No knowledge will go to this person. They cannot even sit still in one place. You understand what I am saying? Their mind is ruined completely. And they will show ignorance and depression. And this depression happens at the end of it all. You should understand this is the situation to be the predominance of the mode of ignorance. This is the downward spiral towards tamas. How many people can you identify in this division? You understand? There is sattva, there is rajas, and then there is tamas. Now they are coming from rajas downwards towards rajas to tamas. Do you remember? This is a chapter on how the gunas react with each other, isn't it? So now understand, anybody who is on the path of rajas thinks no end of himself, very shortly goes towards the tamasic guna. Final stage is called depression. So this is how the downward spiral is. So we have just finished with the third guna, which is called tamas, or the mode of ignorance. With the increase of the mode of goodness, the strength of the demigods similarly increases. When passion increases, the demonic becomes strong. And with the rise of the ignorance, O Uddhava, the strength of the most wicked increase. Now, when there is a lot of sattva in a person, the sattva is rising and rising. How does the sattva rise? The person is good, kind, nice, religious, steady, disciplined. These are the modes of goodness, isn't it? Wanting to be a good human being in this world, always full of goodness in the heart, never sees this world as a bad place, always thinks that yes, he is supposed to do something, good to people around him, is helpful, kind, and considerate, understands the other's point of view, attends to the satsangs, goes to temples and churches, prays to God, is nice to his family, wife, children, parents, whatever. Always talking nice stuff. So such a person is on the mode of goodness. This person, the strength of the demigods similarly increase. Demigods are not gods outside. They are not outside anywhere. They are within us, isn't it? I have been clearly telling you all that demigods are the ones who help you in running your body in perfect condition. A person who is on the path of sattva will never say, I am tired. He will never say, I am sick, I am not feeling well, the temperatures are not good, the weather is not nice, this is not good, that is not good. This is not sattva. This is tamas. A person who is on the mode of sattva is an ever ready person, willing to do anything in the goodness aspect, wanting to help, work in this world, make this world a better place to live, and too many things in his world to do. So, the demigods inside of him, they will be working with him in tandem. His eyes will be perfect. His ears will be very good. He will hear all the goodness. He's not going to hear any demonical things. Correct? You understand what is demonical? You see, imagine if you are sitting in the car and you are changing the radio channels. Okay? A person who is on the mode of, say, Sattva Guna will change the channel to Bhakti Sangeet, devotional songs. A person who is interested in Rajas will change it to the latest music that is there, and also, rock and this and that and so many other things. A person who is on the Tamaguna is, what is he going to do? He will say hard rock and the remaining the things which are still very harsh. Or he will say, can I switch it off and go to sleep? This is a person who will put off the radio and say, I want to sleep. So Tamoguna saw one radio, but three different ways of attending to it. See, did you understand this? Exactly how the demigods work within the body. What do the demigods do? The demigods help the person who are on the path of sattva. Only with the good stuff. They will taste good stuff. They will hear only something which is nice and kind. Like I said, devotional songs. For them, devotion is the best thing. They will see only goodness in this world. They will not be nitpicking and pointing faults of other people. That is Rajas, by the way. These people on the Sattva Guna, their eyes are always bright and shiny and full of devotion. Their hands are always clasped together in supplication. They are always willing to help the world. So the demigods within them are also attuned towards goodness. Now what happens to the Rajas? When passion increases, the demonic becomes strong. When passion is on the run, what happens? Can I make more money? I can earn better over there. Can I do this in a much better fashion? I want to travel. I want to see the world. I've gone to 4 places. Now I want to go to 40 places. You know those kind of things? The greed increases for everything. Greed. I want more, 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 more. Can I get a promotion? Can I go here? Can I do this? If they are married, they want to buy jewelry and all kinds of good stuff. Their house is filled with all kinds of trinkets, all the stupid stuff that is there. The crockery itself will be a bomb, very expensive crockery, which they will be using once in a month or twice in a month when they have to show off to their friends. That is the only time when they remove that crockery and show. Their car will be fancy car. They will have some 2-3 cars in their garage. They will also be showing off. They want to wear fancy clothes and fancier clothes. Recently, there is this actress called Jennifer Lawrence. If you go to the pages of Jennifer Lawrence, you will see that in every new photo that she posts, more and more parts of her body are visible. Somebody pointed out to her, how can you dress like this? She says that's her problem, that's not her, somebody else's. I can dress the way I feel like. So the person is becoming more and more successful. As they become more and more successful, they go more towards demonic nature. Do you get the point? As the person becomes more and more successful, they go towards a demonical nature of theirs. And this demonical nature is very, very dangerous. It leads a person to ruin. Remember this. Just now we did a verse which said, if you are on this mode, it's very easy to go to the next one, which is called the mode of ignorance or tamoguna. Very easy. Downward spiral is very fast. So what happens to this person? They become demonic in nature themselves. They can never see anything good in their world. They are very critical. Their thought processes are really very dangerous. They will be willing to stoop to the lowest. Remember, demonical nature is what has prompting them towards that. They will stoop to become the lowest. They will always be worried that their throne will go away. Somebody else will take their position. Always worried. And after the worry comes depression. You know that very fast. They are always worried that they may lose the job or the opportunity or the place or the location or something like that. These demonical people, these Rajoguna people, their demonical nature becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. Why does it become stronger? It becomes stronger because they always have the I, me, myself going on in their world. And this I, me, myself is something which works in them. So, demonize. Everything is demonized. Why? They can never be friends with anybody because they feel their friends are out to kill them and take their position. They are always very guarded in their approach. When they speak also, they will be talking a language which can never be understood by normal people. It is always a language which is full of, double meanings. I'm sure you have seen people who talk in these conferences and all. The biggest place in the world to find this Rajoguna people, if you want to actually see them Rajas at the peak, have you heard of TED Talks? How I came about this and how it was achieved and how this can be done and how that can be done. I want to tell you my story. Everybody who is giving a talk in the TED Talk is exactly utilizing their own self. I am the greatest, I am the greatest, I am the greatest, I am the greatest. It is basically a Rajoguna. And this is what happens to them. And with the rise of ignorance, O Uddhava, the strength of the most wicked increases. When the third guna comes into play, the person can never see reason in life, never. This person becomes completely hysterical or angry, demonical, and then the wickedness increases. The wickedness increases to such a level that you cannot even imagine. They are willing to do anything in the world to attain whatever they want to. Whether to rob a person, to kill a person, to use anything in their world to destroy the person. Their talk will always be, I want to destroy this person, I want to hate this person, I want to kill this person. Their talk is exactly like this. And this is the rise of tamas. It should be understood that alert wakefulness comes from the mode of goodness, sleep with dreaming from the mode of passion, and deep dreamless sleep from the mode of ignorance. The fourth state of consciousness pervades these three and is transcendental. It should be understood that alert wakefulness comes from the mode of goodness. You see, when I prescribe people that they should get up in time, do their work in time, so that you should be getting up at, say, in the Brahma Muhurtam. Brahma Muhurtam is anywhere between 3:30 to 5:30. Then this is a time. You can get up at 4 o'clock, you can get up at 5 o'clock, you can get up at 5:30 also, does not matter. But you need to get up at that time. After 5:30, sorry, Brahma Muhurtam is gone. Okay? So, this person who is on the mode of goodness is always alert. He will never switch off his phone. You see that alarm that is there in everybody's phone, no? It never goes on snooze. This person doesn't have 20 alarms in his phone, okay? Has only one alarm, maybe, and gets up before the alarm rings. Why? Because he is always alert. A person who is on the mode of Sattva Guna is always alert, gets up in time, is always on the mode of wakefulness. He is alive in the world and wakeful. Well, for the second kind, who is the second kind? The Rajoguna person. The Rajoguna person will say, Guru, I got a dream. Oh, I couldn't get up. Why is that? The Rajas must be very prominent. A person will say, yesterday I worked till very late, so I couldn't get up. This person will put up an alarm and saying that tomorrow morning I have to get up at this time. There will be a snooze button for every alarm of his. You know, after the snooze button, you know what happens, no? 9 minutes. 9 minutes later, the snooze will tell you, come on, wake up once again. But 10 minutes later is the next alarm. So their snooze also goes away. The next alarm also goes away. Just now only I woke up, no. But I can reach in time. I can reach in time. 4 alarms have gone and the person is still saying I can reach in time. So this person who is on the path of Rajas wants to sleep and he wants to dream also. I got a dream, you know. I met my grandfather. I met my grandmother and my grandmother was very happy with me. What? Why don't you leave those people alone? Don't invoke your grandfathers and grandmothers and some aunts and uncles and friends and relatives. Why do you want to call those dead people back? Don't call them. It is not important. You see, the whole point of this is, I want to have a good dream. Even in dream, they are very, very particular. They want to have a good dream, colorful dreams. You know that chocolate factory? Like that. They want to eat chocolate, they want to see good stuff, they want to travel the world. Yesterday, I was in Japan and I was seeing Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji you were seeing. Yeah. And the fall of all those, beautiful flowers. What? What were you doing over there? I was wearing a kimono. Why were you? I hope you can understand. These people are daydreaming. Even in their dreams, they are dreaming. Even when they are sleeping, they want to dream. Why? Because it's an achievement to them. Please understand, those who are on the path of sattva don't even bother about dreams. They don't even want to dream of anything. They are only focused that I have to be good in this world. In my world, I have to act like a dream consultant to a lot of people. I don't know whether you know this. Every person will come and tell me his dream. Guru, I got a dream like this. And my grandfather came to me and told me this. Why am I bothered with your grandfather of all the people in the world? I don't even want that old man to come in your dream. Forget, in real life also I don't want to see him. And you are bothered about some grandfather and he has come today and he is talking about iPhones and all that. Sir, during his time there was no phone also. It's the stupidest dream. It is nothing. It's a creation of your mind. Remember this. And yet the person will want to find out reasons in that. What is the reason of a dream? Maybe you need one whole bottle of castor oil, no dreams will come. Okay. So, and deep dreamless sleep from the mode of ignorance. The person who is ignorant is like a Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna, you have heard of the third brother. There were three brothers. Okay. One is called Vibhishan, who was on the path of Sattva. Second one is called Ravan, who was on the path of Rajas. And the third one was Kumbhakarna, who was on the path of Tamas. This man used to sleep for 6 months. He will eat and he'll go to sleep. It's like a bear. Bear goes to sleep. Don't wake me up. So this man was always constantly sleeping. And our friend from Tamoguna, can I sleep? Even if he is standing next to me, he will be fast asleep. You have to wake him up. Hello? The person will say, yeah. This constant sleepiness is connected to the third guna. So, the mode of ignorance always puts a person to sleep. And this is what we have to avoid. We should always be, all of us have to attain the fourth state of consciousness. It pervades these three and is transcendental. This is a very important line over here. The fourth state is existing in these three. That means what? Even if you are in the Tamaguna or the Rajoguna, you can still reach God. You can still reach enlightenment. Got it? Because the state of the fourth one, which is consciousness, is there across everything. The three gunas are connected to the body. Don't forget this line. The three states are connected to the body, and consciousness is beyond the bodies. You can immediately graduate from tamas to realization. Nobody says you can't. Shivji is the tamoguna person, isn't it? He is the highest realized being. Same way, if you are on the path of rajas, you can get a direct ticket to enlightenment. Nobody says you can't. You see, just have to be a good self. That's it. Even the tamasic person, he just has to be good person. Be your good self. How do you be a good self? This is a big question you have asked, no? Sir, it all starts from knowledge. To have the knowledge, you need a teacher. Oh, you again come back to me only. Sorry. So, at the end of it all, the whole cycle comes back to that one place only. Isn't it? So, this is exactly how it works. So, I will stop over here and we will continue tomorrow.